a production of Indiana Public Radio.
Good evening and welcome to Indiana Backstage. I'm Marcus Jackman. The human ear is a marvel. The auditory canal can resonate and amplify sounds from 2,000 to 5,500 hertz by a factor of 10. If it were much more sensitive, it could hear air molecules colliding. But the human ear was designed to listen hardest and best to the human voice.
No perdimos la razón, no perdimos la memoria y nos da felicidad ver las vueltas de la historia. Se cantan las injusticias, la alegría y la esperanza. Se canta en todos los tiempos, latitudes y mudanzas. Sujétenme el corazón que se me va pa' Santiago. Apúrense que el dolor es muy fuerte y me hace daño. Sujétenme el corazón que se me va pa' Santiago. Apúrense que el dolor es muy fuerte y me hace daño. A cada uno su tierra, a cada uno su gente, a cada uno su espacio, el sol en su continente. La prueba de lo que digo al alcance de la mano, llamada por el amor del latinoamericano. Sujétenme el corazón que se me va pa' Santiago. Apúrense que el dolor es muy fuerte y me hace daño. Sujétenme el corazón que se me va pa' Santiago. Apúrense que el dolor es muy fuerte y me hace daño. Al otro lado está el río y no lo puedo cruzar. Al otro lado está el puente, no lo puedo atravesar. Aquí me pongo a esperar la respuesta con el sí y me quedo con ustedes cerquita de mi país. Sujétenme el corazón que se me va pa' Santiago. Apúrense que el dolor es muy fuerte y me hace daño. Sujétenme el corazón que se me va pa' Santiago. Apúrense que el dolor es muy fuerte y me hace daño.
Paula and Roberto Monsalve are our guests, as they were about a year ago this time, wasn't
Almost
it?
a year.
Almost a year ago this time. And while my Spanish has improved somewhat, there was still a good deal of that. So what did we just hear, Paula?
This is a beautiful song from Chile. Isabel Parra wrote this song, and it's called En la Frontera, that means at the border. And this is a story of her being in exile out of Chile and just waiting to be ready for her to go back to the country. So it's a beautiful song. It says, please hold my heart, because my heart is leaving. My heart is going to Santiago, and hurry up because it's painful and it's so strong that it hurts me.
It's a beautiful song.
It
now,
is.
You, brother and sister, grew up in Linares?
Linares.
Linares, yes. Chile, many years ago. Paula, you came to America and settled in Fairmount
in 1984.
Okay, almost 17 years ago now.
Yes. Gosh, time flies.
Yeah. And Roberto, while you were here last year, you were a guest artist, and now you are you have your own visa as a professional musician in the U.S.
Yes.
Well, bienvenidos otra vez a Indiana Backstage.
Thank you so much, Marcus, for having us again.
Last year's program, we were talking about your upcoming show with the Anderson Symphony. And I understand, I had to miss that show as I had a prior commitment, but I understand it was pretty good.
It was wonderful. Yes, it was.
Sometimes it's difficult to engage people in classical music because they have this thought that it's very serious and very grave, and I must be properly cultured to enjoy it. But you told me that a lot of people from Fairmount, a lot of people that your neighbors that you knew from the store.
That's
or
right.
from your kids' swim team or whatever,
Yeah.
could come, and it made it accessible to them. How was your show different?
I think it was wonderful to have the opportunity to invite people that you see every day in Fairmount when you go to the supermarket, when you go to the ball games. And of course, most of them know that I'm a singer, but most of them haven't heard, no recording, nothing about my voice or anything. They just know me as a mom of Luther and Gabriel. And it was very exciting to see them sitting right there, mainly in the front row, so I was able to see their faces, and it was really a happy time for me to be able to share our music, and in such an incredible environment. The Paramount Theater is so impressive with the whole symphony orchestra behind. It was really special.
Last year, we had we had this concerto CD that with you performing with the symphony orchestra.
Yes.
And you said, no, this one song I don't want you to play because I want to save it as something special for the performance. But the performance is past, so I want to hear it now.
Yeah, and I want people to really love this. This is the song that we use for the encore. And it's very special for us because it's a music from the north part of Peru, the north part of Chile, Peru and Bolivia. And it's a guainito, it's a rhythm, a dance. And I'm singing in Spanish and also in the Quechua language. Quechua was the Incas language from the highest mountains in Peru. And it's special because it's a music that has so much energy in it. Also because the penpipes and flutes are played by John Selby, my husband. And last year we had an addition from the family to the music. My oldest son, Luther, he played the big drum that I've been playing today, the bombo. It's a typical drum from South America, very used, very well known in all folk groups. So this is a particular, a special song.
Juanito, with Paula Monsalve.
Kicharirilla voy vidita, marachuayucani. Kicharirilla voy vidita, marachuayucani. Guay, guay, kesh monashkash, tolketaikikani. Guay, guay, kesh monashkash, tolketaikikani. Pishkoshka, pajaroshka, patapatamanka, chuyushkashka, zapayushka. Pishkoshka, pajaroshka, patapatamanka, chuyushkashka, zapayushka. Ábreme la puerta, vidita, tengo mucho frío. Ábreme la puerta, vidita, tengo mucho frío. Caí, yo busco abrigo en tu cariñito. Caí, yo busco abrigo en tu cariñito. Pishkoshka, pajaroshka, patapatamanka, chuyushkashka, zapayushka. Pishkoshka, pajaroshka, patapatamanka, chuyushkashka, zapayushka. Kichayaya voy vidita, marachuayucani. Ábreme la puerta, vidita, tengo mucho frío. Guay, guay, kesh monashkash, tolketaikikani. Guay, yo Patapatamanka, chuyushkashka, sapayushka, pishkoshka, pajaroshka. Patapatamanka, chuyushkashka, sapayushka.
Music of Paula Monsalve here on Indiana Backstage. And you have another show coming up. Will it be just the two of you?
No, it's going to be 3 more musicians are coming from Chicago, a bass player, a guitar player, and a percussionist. And then my husband, John Selby, we're going to do a session of endless music that is really neat with the flute sound. Roberto plays also the flute. And we do several instrumental pieces. And it's music that people just love.
Which is tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
And you should call the Arts Place in Portland if you are interested in that show. Or call Paula Monsalve herself if you want to arrange another show at a later date.
That's right.
In the meantime, you've had more than just last year's show and this year's show. You and Roberto traveled to different schools around the area. Is that right?
We've been doing a lot of schools lately, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. The kids are so open.
What do you do there?
We teach them Spanish to start with. We introduce our instruments. We take typical instruments that we have, a little percussion, the big drum, the bombo, and guitar. So we introduce them to these new instruments, and then we make them sing with us and dance, and we also invite the teachers and the principal, and everybody's dancing with us, and it's so much fun. They love to hear Latin American music and to know about Chile and how the kids are there and what is going on. They want to know how is it over there.
Well, let's hear one of the songs that you play for the children.
Okay.
What
sure.
do we have?
We can do something that the kids love, La Bamba.
Para bailar la bamba se necesita un poquito de gracia y otra cosita, y arriba, ay arriba, y arriba iré. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán. Ba ba bamba, ba ba bamba. Ba ba bamba, ba ba bamba. Para subir al cielo se necesita una escalera larga y otra cortita, y arriba, ay arriba, y arriba iré. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán. Ba ba bamba, ba ba bamba, ba ba bamba, ba ba bamba. A mi novio le dicen el inocente, pues le gustan las chicas de 15 a 20, allá arriba, ay arriba, y arriba iré. Por ti seré. Ba ba bamba, ba ba bamba. Ba ba bamba, ba ba bamba, ba ba bamba.
Now, as I said, I don't remember terribly much Spanish, but somewhere in there was it, I like the little girls, I like the chicas, por me gusta chicas, what?
Porque me gustan las chicas de 15 a 20. ¿Eso?
Yeah.
Of 15 or more?
To my
15?
fiancé, everybody calls
20.
him the innocent because he likes the young girls from 15 to 20 years old.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in Indiana, I think you can like the girls from 18 and over.
That's right. A little older. But
Chicas is, that's...
Girls.
The girls. Yeah.
Yes.
You said that the kids like to talk about what Chile is like. What questions do they have? What do they ask you?
The general question most of the time is like, do they listen the same music that we do? Do they see the same movies that we do? And nowadays, it's amazing how fast all information goes through the internet and all that. So, yeah, actually we do at the same time.
Roberto, now you were able to bring your children with you on your visa, is that right?
Yes. My family is here, thanks to God.
Three beautiful girls.
We are very happy here. All the people very kind with us, and Paula and her husband support to us very much, and we are very happy, really happy here in Indiana.
What are the names of your children? How old are they?
They're 5 years old. The middle one 4, and the little one is 2.
Look at them.
Yeah, so,
Look at Marcus'
yes.
face.
They're little kids.
Very busy.
Gosh.
Well, I was thinking of your kids, 15 and 12?
15 and 11.
11, yes.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about music in your homes and for your children. Now, I don't know, maybe 15, it's too late to encourage your oldest child to learn more about other kinds of music. Maybe he wants to just listen to...
Well, they have their own music. My kids, they do have their own music, And most of the time, it's not that bad. When I'm driving them, we put some radios from here or from Indianapolis. And I kind of getting into liking it because I listen it almost every morning and sometime in the evenings. And the songs are not too bad. I like the new groups.
Like who?
Like NSYNC, the Backstreet Boys. I like those groups. They sing really well. The lyrics are not too awful. They are not too, upsetting or anything like that. So I kind of like the music they do. But they also appreciate our music. They love Latin American music. Now, Roberto's girls, they are not listening American music yet. So when we practice together at Roberto's house, the girls just come and they sit around us and, oh, that's the song that I like, Daddy, whatever, and they are part of our rehearsal all the time.
What songs do they like, Roberto, your children?
Yo les pongo Mozart, mucho Mozart, Bach in the morning.
Yeah, they also
Barocco.
listen to classic music.
Baroque
music?
And music. Classic Mozart, almost Mozart, Barocco, Bach, something. Corelli. Very nice.
You're giving them a good, solid musical education.
Yes.
My parents just, they said, well, these are the Beatles. That's all you need to know. I learned about Mozart in college.
Oh.
Now, you're also working on a new project together, right?
Yes, it's like a dream project. We have, at this point, we have all the ideas. We really know more or less what we want to do. But, that's always the beginning. You got to have the idea and think what you're going to do, and especially have the feeling. We have the good feeling that we're going to do this album that we've been talking for years and years and years. And I think we're going to do it by sometime next year. Always take a time to do a recording. It really does. 1 year or 2 or maybe more.
It seems like a long time to work on the creative project as you try to make a living as a musician.
That's
or you try to
right.
make a living as whatever else you're doing to supplement your income. A year to be in studio a good deal of the time.
Well, what I mean is like the preparation of the songs and really fixing details with the arrangements. When you get to the point that you go to the studio, it's like pretty much super well checked and everything is under control. So you go there to the studio and you do it really fast. But before you talk about all the possibilities, should we put a flute here? Should we put more percussion in this one? That the way it goes. So when you go to the studio, you are ready. And also the vocals, when you put the voice, you got to be there doing your best that you have tried for a long time before. I love to do recordings.
Well, let's record one more of your songs. What do we have next?
This is a beautiful bolero from Mexico. Álvaro Carrillo, the composer of this bolero, the name is La Mentira. It means a lie or lie to me, something like that. It's very romantic. Voy viviendo ya de tus mentiras. Sé
que tu cariño no es sincero. Sé que mientes al besar y mientes al decir te quiero. Me resigno porque sé que pago mi maldad de ayer. Siempre fui llevada por la nada. Es por eso que te quiero tanto. Mas si das a mi vivir la dicha con tu amor fingido, miénteme una eternidad que me hace tu maldad feliz. Voy viviendo ya de tus mentiras. Sé que tu cariño no es sincero. Sé que mientes al besar y mientes al decir te quiero. Me resigno porque sé que pago mi maldad de ayer. Siempre fui llevada por la nada. Es por eso que te quiero tanto. Mas si das a mi vivir la dicha con tu amor fingido, miénteme una eternidad que me hace tu maldad feliz.
Tell Me Lies. Roberto and Paula Monsalve. I'm Marcus Jackman. This is Indiana Backstage. Paula, we were talking before about sometimes it's almost better to not understand exactly what is being sung about. And I think especially in a song like that, I can hear the longing of the songwriter, and just knowing the title, I can envision a lot.
Well, yeah, you can let your imagination go, and most of the time, if it's a lovely melody, you just go and think and provide for yourself what the need of the moment is with your feeling. And that will really give you a nice touch, and it will get to your heart, and you will be imagining, things that you really want to, things that you need, and thinking about the people you love in that moment that you want to be with or something like that. So I think it's neat. That happened to me also when I'm listening to great singers in English. Sometimes I don't understand the lyrics completely. I understand some of the words. But if the music is pretty, it feels so good because I can go with my own creation.
Who do you listen to?
I love mellow music, so I love Tony Bennett, for example. I love him. And I do like Bette Midler and a lot of singers from here. I listen to all of them.
The usefulness that you were talking about, that by not understanding too precisely much of what you were saying, I was picking a word here and there, siempre.
Mm-hmm.
And how I use that for my own heart. And I remember the last show that we talked about Latin American music being maybe particularly music from and for the heart.
The heart. Because it's romantic, it's spontaneous, You know, it's simple, it's generous, it's full of life and expressions.
Can you explain to me what a bolero is?
Bolero. The bolero was born in Cuba in the beginning of the century and about 1920th. It went out of Cuba all over the world. The rhythm is so nice. It's music, it's dancing music. And boleros are always romantic pieces of lyrics. So it grew up really fast. And these boleros are very old too. So this music prevails. This music is there all the time, go through generations, and is romantic, and I think it's going to be out there always.
Roberto, if you want to answer in Spanish, that's okay. You got a grant to work on this particular CD. Was this the Agro Jazz?
Bueno, Agro Jazz es el nombre de una de las músicas del CD.
Agro Jazz is the name of one of the musics in the CD.
Y es porque la melodía es todo tiene que ver con el campo, es muy simple, ¿no?
And the reason for that is that it's very simple type of music, and it's all connected with the countryside.
El CD fue parte de un proyecto que se denominó Handmade Music.
The CD, it was part of a project. It ended up being called Handmade.
Algo muy sencillo, muy home studio, you know, tenía que ser de la forma muy simple, lo más simple posible grabado. La música es súper sencilla,
It
lo
needed
más
to be
sencilla
recorded
posible.
in the simplest way.
Y la música, la composición es lo más sencillo que puede haber.
And the music also something very, very
The composition
simple.
is relaxed,
Very relaxed.
And sincere, were you saying?
Sencillo es simple.
Simple,
sencillo, okay.
sencillo.
Algo así, como quien está en su casa
Very
con un amigo
simple.
tocando un bajo, una percusioncita y un
Like
piano.
if you are at home
No,
and
no
you
es
are improvising with
algo
a little
así.
percussion, you know, something really flowing.
Sí.
Yeah. He really liked how less it was taken and produced for this album. And he said that his next album is going to have much more production.
Much music, not too much fingers, and
He really enjoyed the simplicity,
great pianist.
not too much fingers, not too much stuff there, da.
Could you possibly just play a little bit and say, here's how, with too many fingers, here's how I might play something, and here's how now I think I might play it, thinking about
o sea, al decir too many fingers es algo de mayor factura, por ejemplo, qué sé yo. It's beautiful. I like that, but me refiero yo a too many fingers es cuando la música suena pretenciosa, ¿me entiendes?
Is when the music goes strong and very pretentious, and it has a lot of virtuosity,
O sea,
movement.
virtuosity.
El
Yes.
segundo disco yo quiero hacer eso, trabajarlo muy bien.
Yeah, he said in my next album,
Sí.
I will work on that really
On that.
well.
Pero
He loves that.
pero siempre manteniendo
But-
el concepto de que no suene nervioso, que la
But
gente
only
no...
keeping the concept of the simplicity.
In 2 minutes...
Yeah,
Tremendous,
yeah, absolutely.
tremendous.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
it's an impact.
In contrast, you would present something like...
You know?
Well, let's listen to one of the tracks from your CD. Who are the musicians on playing with you?
Well, in percussion is from Israel, Sassoon Levy. On bass, electric bass is from Chile, Santiago, Pablo Lecaros. Great musicians.
That was Las Olas, The Waves, performed there on CD by Roberto Monsalve and his combo. Paula, Roberto, let's hear another song. What do we have next?
We have a song from Argentina, Victor Heredia, the composer. The name is Razón de Vivir, that means a reason to live. Para decidir si sigo poniendo esta sangre en tierra, este corazón que va de su parcha sol y tinieblas, para continuar caminando al sol por estos desiertos, para recalcar que estoy viva en medio de tantos muertos, para decidir, para continuar, para recalcar y considerar. Solo me hace falta que estés aquí con tus ojos claros. Ay, fogata de amor y guía, razón de vivir mi vida. Ay, fogata de amor y guía, razón de vivir mi vida. Para aligerar este duro peso de nuestros días, esta soledad que llevamos todos, islas perdidas, para descartar esta sensación de perderlo todo, para analizar por dónde seguir y elegir el modo, para aligerar, para descartar, para analizar y considerar. Solo me hace falta que estés aquí con tus ojos claros. Ay, fogata de amor y guía, razón de vivir mi vida. Ay, fogata de amor y guía, razón de vivir mi vida. La ra ra, 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 la ra ra. Para combinar lo bello y la luz sin perder distancia, para estar con vos sin perder el ángel de la nostalgia, para descubrir que la vida va sin pedirnos nada y considerar que todo es hermoso y no cuesta nada, para combinar, para estar con vos, para descubrir y considerar. Solo me hace falta que estés aquí con tus ojos claros. Ay, fogata de amor y guía, razón de vivir mi vida. Ay, fogata de amor y guía, razón de vivir mi vida, razón de vivir mi vida, razón de vivir mi vida. La ra ra, la ra ra, la ra ra.
Razón de vivir, mi vida.
Mi vida, that's right.
Paula and Roberto Monsalve, Marcus Jackman. This is Indiana Backstage. It wasn't tough to remember why we wanted to have you guys back, but if I'd forgotten, that would have recalled it to my mind. It's a real pleasure.
Thank you so much, Marcus.
Now, the business of music is a different kind of creature than the art of music. It's not something that necessarily comes as easily to musicians equally. And Paula, I know you work out of your home.
Yeah, that's right. Phone calls, fax, everything is there. I'm not pretty much into computers. I should, but I'm not doing that. So I receive emails sometime, and my husband helped me out with that. But yeah, everything, we do it there, all the contacts, and that's the way it works. I have an agent now in Cincinnati that I'm working with. His name is Brian Eastman, and it's going really well. But most of the time, the real connection is when we go somewhere. From that job, we will get one or two more, and that's the way it has been built up. The production of our music and all the jobs we get, it's a chain that has been growing and growing and growing for years.
Roberto, you play a lot in Chicago?
Yes, La Tira Orchestra. The name is La
The
Tira.
orchestra.
La Tira is a kind of salsa, Latin music at the Hot House.
In Chicago.
Estamos tocando constantemente ahí.
They are playing quite often in Chicago.
Hot House and events. And
Do you promote yourselves, or do you have a booking agent, or how do you
Bueno,
work the business?
Through friends.
el líder de la banda, Ben, el bajista, es el que ve esa parte.
Yeah,
parte.
there's the bass player is really the one that is in charge
Benjamin.
of promoting. So
He's the
Roberto,
director.
they call Roberto every time they have. He's the director of the group. So that's the
orchestra.
way
12
they work.
musicians. 12 musicians.
Yeah.
You go to one engagement and you get one or two more, probably a similar kind of engagement. And I know that you, Paula, would like to do more on a larger scale, and it seems like that would be hard to break into.
It's very hard. It's very hard because you really need to be, well, the way I feel is like I need to be more out there, more exposed to bigger events and stuff like that. That means to be, of course, away from home. And I'm almost ready. My kids are growing, and I can leave home now, and everything is fine. And they completely understand, and they like what I do. They almost feel proud of what I do. So I'm ready to go a little further, to reach bigger audiences. And also with the symphony orchestra concerts, that is so exciting, it's so amazing that I would love to do, of course, more of those concerts too.
Well, Paula, let's hear something from your concierto CD. That's a CD that you have performing with the symphony orchestra, like last year's with the Anderson Symphony.
That's right.
And what will we have?
We have Gracias a la Vida, Thanks for Life.
So what is the song about?
This is a song about really giving sincere thanks for life itself. And the poetry is beautiful, it's tremendous. It's so refined, truthful from the heart. The melody goes in repetitions, and it really takes you as an act of meditation through the song. It's one of my favorite songs.
La compositora Violeta Parra es una de las más grandes compositoras mujeres de Latinoamérica.
The composer Violeta
más,
Parra
sí,
is one of the biggest well-known composers in all Latin America.
Mujer, Latinoamérica compositora,
Yeah,
como poesía,
woman.
como música. Y como
Yeah.
Gracias a la vida, Paula Monsalve.
Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me dio dos luceros que cuando los abro, perfecto distingo lo negro del blanco, y en el alto cielo su fondo estrellado, y en las multitudes el hombre que yo amo. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado el oído que en todo su ancho graba noche y día, grillos y canarios, martillos, turbinas, ladridos, chubascos y la voz tan tierna de mi bien amado. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado el sonido y el abecedario, con él las palabras que pienso y declaro, madre, amigo, hermano, y luz alumbrando la ruta del alma del que estoy amando. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado la marcha de mis pies cansados, con ellos anduve ciudades y charcos, playas y desiertos, montañas y llanos, y la casa tuya, tu calle y tu patio. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me dio el corazón que agita su marco cuando miro el fruto del cerebro humano, cuando miro al bueno tan lejos del malo, cuando miro el fondo de tus ojos claros. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado la risa y me ha dado el llanto, así yo distingo dicha de quebranto, los dos materiales que forman mi canto, y el canto de ustedes que es el mismo canto, y el canto de todos que es mi propio canto. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto.
Music of Paula Monsalve here on Indiana Backstage. So in 5 years, you see yourself doing more of that?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, please. Yes, of course. I hope so.
Roberto, in 5 years, what do you hope to be doing musically?
Well, continuar con mis estudios de piano,
Continue studying the piano.
and terminar también composición, mis estudios de composición.
Finish his compositions, studies.
Profundizar en la música.
Go deeply into the music, more and more.
Well, I think that's a common conception that once you become proficient in your musical instrument, that you stop studying and you reach a level of understanding and then you proceed. But you're saying that you want to continue to to go further in? How do you mean?
Recién ahora, en los 40, en los 40, yo estoy madurando y quiero hacerlo con calma y bien.
Now that he's in his early 40s,
Early 40s,
let's say it
I
that
want
way,
to-
he said that he's really getting into a study rhythm of the music. All the years before, it was really,
inconstant. ¿Cómo se dice?
yeah, not doing it constantly, stopping and doing something else and creating here and there. But for Roberto, it's very important to study the music. And we're always learning. I mean, right now we're learning.
Teach us one more song while we're learning.
Okay, so we will go to Puerto Rico. Julio Gutiérrez wrote this beautiful bolero. It's an old bolero, inolvidable, unforgettable. En la vida hay amores que nunca pueden olvidarse, imborrables momentos que siempre guarda el corazón, porque aquello que un día nos hizo temblar de alegría es mentira que hoy pueda olvidarse con un nuevo amor. He besado otras bocas buscando nuevas ansiedades y otros brazos extraños me estrechan llenos de emoción, pero solo consiguen hacerme recordar los tuyos que inolvidablemente vivirán en mí. En la vida hay amores que nunca pueden olvidarse, imborrables momentos que siempre guarda el corazón, porque aquello que un día nos hizo temblar de alegría es mentira que hoy pueda olvidarse con un nuevo amor. He besado otras bocas buscando nuevas ansiedades y otros brazos extraños me estrechan llenos de emoción, pero solo consiguen hacerme recordar los tuyos que inolvidablemente vivirán en mí, en mí, en mí, que inolvidablemente vivirán en mí.
Paula and Roberto Monsalve. Say the name of that song one more time.
Inolvidable.
Inolvidable.
Inolvidable. Unforgettable.
Okay.
Yes.
That was beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, also coming up in May, I believe, Roberto will be playing with your trio.
In Art Garden.
May the 5th.
May 5th.
Cinco de Mayo.
5 de mayo.
Yes. Oh, verdad.
Mediodía.
That's right.
At noon.
Yeah.
And that's at the Circle Center?
Circle
in
Center
Indianapolis?
in Indianapolis.
Now, Paula, sometimes, I understand, you will sing occasionally in English.
In English.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
How is that different Is that any different to you?
It is very different. It is very different because English as my second language is a complete different world where I go. But I've been so fortunate that Brian Braff, who wrote the lyrics for this old bolero, he did such a wonderful job that his words really fit me. Incredible. I love it.
Well, we are running out of time in the hour. I would like to hear that. What bolero is it?
Speak to me from Se Te Olvida.
Paula and Roberto Monsalve, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Marcus.
And I know that you'll have a wonderful show tomorrow and in May, Roberto.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you need me? Does your day begin with thought of how you love me? Does your mouth recall the memory of my lips, please? Say it's true, speak to me. Do you miss me when you've been away for more than just a moment? Am I present in your every thought and judgment? Say it's true, speak to me. Do you love me? Does your heart begin to cry when I'm unhappy? Are there moments when my laughter sets some joy free? Tell me, dear, speak to me. I have loved you, and you know that every breath I take includes you. Can you tell me that your love for me is that true? Say it's true, speak to me. Y hoy resulta que no soy de la estatura de tu vida, y al soñar otros amores se te olvida que hay un pacto entre los dos. Por mi parte te devuelvo tu promesa de adorarme. Ni siquiera sientas pena por dejarme, que ese pacto no es con Dios.
Paula Monsalve, Roberto Monsalve, and their ensemble are in concert tomorrow night at Arts Place in Portland. Their performance begins at 8 p.m. For tickets and more information, call 219-726-4809. Indiana Backstage is produced for Indiana Public Radio by Marcus Jackman and Brian Eckstein, and is made possible by a grant from the Community Foundation of Muncie, Delaware County, proud to support the arts and cultural programs in our community. Additional support comes from the Ball State University Office of Advanced Research and sponsored programs. We want to hear your feedback. Call us anytime at 1-800-646-1812, or you can email us at ipr@bsu.edu. Thanks for listening, and join us again next month for another edition of Indiana Backstage.
Siempre fui llevada por la nada. Es por eso que te quiero tanto. Mas si das a mi vivir la dicha con tu amor fingido, miénteme una eternidad que me hace tu maldad feliz.
A production of Indiana Public Radio.